host of the Gridiron.
All right. Welcome to the Gridiron, baby. If you can give this video a thumbs up or maybe share this video, that would be absolutely freaking awesome. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you. If not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way next time I go live or if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose? It's absolutely free of charge. But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you want to help support my channel, the very top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon, the second one's called the Lawrence Taylor, and the third one I got is called the Gridiron. Each one has their own little perks to them. So once again, if you want to help support my channel, it would mean so much to me. And I thank you in advance. Thank you. And then also, way down in the description box is probably the bottom link, very bottom link, takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. We have over 9,400 members in the group. It's doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing, and if I got internet access, I am putting stuff in this group darn near 365. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You will not be dissatisfied. I promise. All right. Well, hey, we got some, obviously, needless to say, we got some. Hey, and I tell you what, didn't take very long, did it? Didn't take very long at all. Well, first of all, I guess popping this up here, right? It's like the first thing that kind of happened. You know what I mean? So when he went to the podium and all of that stuff, and he was talking, and everybody was it sounded like like kind of like I guess he was saying goodbye right at that specific point in time and all of that, and it was kind of like, oh, that's a bit weird. Why is he kind of talking? It's like, is this goodbye? I mean, what the heck's going on here? But or was it more or less kind of like I don't know, leaving things open. Maybe he might be there, maybe he may not be there. So it's kind of a little, kind of funny, kind of funny. I wasn't exactly sure how, what it was all about, but then obviously, you found out very shortly after that exactly, what was kind of going on, more or less. And actually, we'll go over that in just a few minutes here. But so he had a nice little thing, and it's amazing though. It's really, really amazing. It's kind of like how you can go from the the penthouse to the outhouse. I mean, you figure a couple weeks ago, this dude, I seen his stuff on like a lot of Facebook groups and all that stuff and everything. It was like, a couple of weeks ago, he's the starter for the Giants. You know what I mean? The starter going to Munich and all of that against Carolina, yada, yada, yada. And then after that, of course, Dave's, after the game, well, we got to talk about what's going on. So that one week, you couldn't talk to couldn't talk to the press or nothing like that. So you didn't find out, much. But then once you started hearing things, it's kind of like, well, we're gonna start Tommy DeVito. So then he got moved to like third string, and then they brought in Boyle, so then he was kind of like demoted behind Boyle. Then you hear he was like the on the scout team as the safety on the scout team, and then like the next day he's gone. Well, they didn't let him go. He asked to be released, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. But it was a real nice, I ain't got nothing against the guy. Absolute class act all the way. Of course, I'd like to have seen some more wins, some more touchdowns, yada, yada, all that stuff. And all right. But, even if you, or hopefully, should I say, there's a lot of people out there who just hate the guy. Hopefully you have a little soft spot in your heart because, I mean, the guy tried. Exactly what went wrong, all I got to say is, there are other quarterbacks out there that get a little bit more than, with just about the same as with Daniel Jones. And it just seems like he's just like regressing. I don't know if it's from being hit. He's afraid to be hit or I don't know. Just don't know. But I mean, there's one thing you can't deny. I mean, the guy was like apparently every day, first went in, last one out, took the job very seriously. I don't think he ever gave, the fans or any like really bulletin board material. He was always, Eli-esque kind of, very, always the same kind of, monotone voice and face and all that, just kind of, like business like, as I said, I mean, he took the job very seriously. I mean, there are other people out there who don't, who I certainly don't want to say he took the money and ran or whatever like that. But I mean, there are other people out there who, whether they get paid or not, don't take it as seriously as Daniel Jones did. So he tried as best as he could. And we'll talk about a little bit even farther down in our program here, about maybe what goes on, what happens to Daniel Jones now that he's a free man. But it was very, very tasteful, unceremonious end. Daniel Jones might not have to suffer the indignity of being the Giants' fourth-string quarterback for much longer. So this is before he got released. This was like pretty much like, this is like talking about, and just saying goodbye, right? So answering questions Thursday for the first time since he was demoted earlier in the week to a disappointing sixth-year run it started. Jones essentially said goodbye to the Giants. I mean, that was, it was kind of, the writing was on the wall and everything like that, right? But he stopped short of admitting that he might leave the team before the end of the season. Well, of course, we all know that, that's not true. We know that, right? What we got here? He said, "I'm still processing how this decision has made and was made and not playing." Jones said, his voice cracking at times over the course of 11 minutes. Sure, it was a tough, very, very tough time for him. For now, I'm doing the best I can to help Tommy and the team prepare. The normally unflappable Jones opened by reading from a 90-second prepared statement during which he thanked owners, teammates, coaches, fans, and staff. He used the past tense when he said the opportunity to play for the Giants was truly a dream come true. So there have been some great times, but of course, we all wish there had been more of those, Jones said. I take full responsibility for my part in not bringing more wins. No one wanted to win those games worse than me. I gave everything I had. Jones' practice workload Thursday included slipping on a penny and lining up as a scout team safety during the offensive install periods. It's not unusual for the offensive players who are not playing Sunday to lend a hand in that walking, jogging situation, but it is unusual for a $160 million investment to be reduced to a scout team safety. Why is Jones not merely the number 2 quarterback? Start with the clause that if Jones cannot pass a physical by March, then the Giants' dead salary cap charge for cutting him jumps from $22 million to $45 million. A nightmare for general manager Joe Schoen. So basically, what happened is now we're letting him go. We're on the hook for $22 million. Now the Giants. But there's like a $19 million plus salary cap saving. So which the Giants will get. We're going to go over the salary cap and all in a little bit here. But if he couldn't pass a physical, then that $23 million injury clause gets thrown onto the $22 million in dead cap money, and basically the Giants once again are on the hook for $45 million. So basically, all the money that the Giants would be saving in salary cap, right, for Daniel Jones would be gone, totally gone. So, I mean, and that's $23 million. That's a good ball player on the free agent market. So, or that's whatever, two $11.5 million players. That's two real good, nice players you can have for $11.5 million. So he said, I have the injury guarantee, so that's that. Jones says they don't want to take any risks. At that point, it's just do as you're told. Whether Jones is 27, asks for and receives permission from the team to return home, or is granted his release, it really is the only remaining question. So he declined to say if he will ask for his release or whether the Giants asked him to waive his injury guarantee before benching him. Derek Carr left the Raiders, but Russell Wilson stayed with the Broncos in past similar situations tied to injury guarantees. I wanted to play badly, Jones said. I think I tried to do as much as I could to make that possible and create a situation where we're both comfortable. Most of those discussions went on with my agent and Joe. I want to be on the field, but it's the unfortunate business side of the game. Yes, it is. For salary cap purposes, there is essentially no difference between releasing Jones today or any other day before March 12th. So, when the new league year begins. Giants could gain a small amount of immediate salary cap space by cutting Jones because his salary offsets and a new team would pay him the league minimum. So, right? So they would possibly save a little bit. That would be good. But the Giants 2-8 run a potential embarrassing risk of Jones. So unfortunately, this is something we're going to talk about too. We got some of this. We got some stuff to talk about here. Let's see what else we got here. Emotional day for Daniel Jones, leaves the door open for an early exit. Daniel Jones spoke for 11 minutes. Yeah, that vow came with a catch, of course, as Jones left the door open for his future, both immediate and next season, hinting that he is still processing whether he'll remain here in a reserve role after being sidelined, but for performance and to avoid the risk of triggering the $23 million injury guarantee. Jones could request his release, which the Giants are unlikely to grant. Well, that's not necessarily true, as we'll see shortly here. I know they don't, obviously, obviously, without question, don't want him getting injured. They said there have been some great times, but of course, we all wish we had some more of those. As I said in the other article, of course, this season has been disappointing for all, and of course, I wish I could have done more. I'm 100% accountable for my part. I did not play well enough, consistently enough to help the team get the results. You need results, right? The Giants needed Jones to be much better, and there's uncertainty he is capable of doing that here for the remainder of the season, regardless of the pieces around him. He has skipped throws at the feet of receivers in key spots. He's double clutched far too many times. His accuracy has been skittish, especially in deep balls. I mean, when we first got him, right, his nickname was Danny Dimes, and it wasn't because he was dead accurate on screen passes. No, he was Danny dropping them and dropping those dimes in there. Danny Dimes. Where did that go? Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? Our nation turns its lonely eyes to you. Ooh, where have you gone, Danny Dimes? Right? Where are those throws gone? I mean, Malik Neighbors standing by the sideline against Carolina. I mean, you throw it like 5 yards over. I mean, it's like, were you trying to throw it to Wilt Chamberlain? I mean, two guys wide open in the middle of the field on a flea flicker. Why don't you throw the ball? Right? It's everything critics say defines Jones' play and why the Giants finally made the call coming out of their bye week Monday. The greatest fear entering the season for the Giants was this. What if there was nothing left to fix with Jones as a starting NFL quarterback, let alone the leader of an offense whose playmakers are now more explosive, whose offensive line is no longer the sieve that it was last year, which is not. I mean, he lost Waller and he lost Saquon. But, he's got Malik Neighbors out there, right? From week one, Jones looked the part of a player who does not believe in what he is seeing on the field. And like it or not, that appearance has not gone away. He isn't the only reason Coach Brian Daboll and the Giants are where they are. The latest setback coming to Carolina and Germany that served as the final dagger heading into the bye week. Truth is, it's the most glaring reason this entire operation with Daboll and General Manager Joe Shane in charge feels like it's going nowhere fast past the midpoint of year 3. The thing is, what's going on, buddy? 2-15. Hey, they keep playing like they did against Carolina. They might be 2-15, but then they might get the number 1 pick. Go figure, right? Thing is that when they were in 2022, Daboll's first year, took them to the playoffs. Yeah, we didn't have a phenomenal offensive line, didn't have phenomenal weapons. There was no Malik Neighbors. Waller wasn't there. Daniel Bellinger was was like the main tight end. And Daniel Jones did okay. See, the object here is that, from year 1 to year 2, you want to go like a little, it doesn't have to be like this, but you want to like go like that. That's year 2. And year 3, in the same system with a better offensive line, less sacks, and a Malik Neighbors, you should be going like this, right? We're year 3, and Daniel Jones is going like this. He's like the Titanic after it hit the iceberg. It's just plummeting into the ocean. It's like, what are you doing? I mean, why aren't you better? Why did you? You should be walking up to the line of scrimmage, and you know what the guys are doing, and you're dropping back. You got a few seconds, a couple seconds. You should be like looking around, and where's the accuracy at? Where's that decision making? Where's the deep ball act? What happened? He's like regressing. Why? Why is he getting worse? Don't know. May not ever not be. I say might be just damaged goods, and maybe if he gets away, right? Gets out of Dodge, gets away from New York, goes someplace else. Maybe gets a fresh start, right? Maybe I don't know. Maybe he latches on. Well, we're going to go over this a little bit. It depends upon who he latches on with. The guy should be set for life with money, because you take a certain amount of that money he made, right? Because he's only had it for a couple of years. I'm sure he hasn't blown all of his money in 2 years, right? So all the money he made when they franchise tagged him, and then the years before that, right? His rookie deal. Because he was making a decent amount of money. The guy had to be money in pocket, or shall I say, the amount of money he made should have been at least $100 million. Now, between taxes and an agent and whatever else, I don't know. He ain't bringing home $100 million, but just say he brings home $40 million out of that. Just throwing a number out there. I don't know. But if he spent like say $10 million or whatever, I don't know. But if he takes $20 million of it and puts it someplace and it earns like like a certificate or something, where it's making like say 5% interest. My wife and I have some money in a couple banks that are on about 5% interest on your money. So on $1 million, he would be getting $50,000 a year. If he takes $10 million out of that, say $40 million he got, just take $10 million of that, right? You put it someplace, that's $500,000 to live off of every year, because the money never goes. It's a certificate. It just keeps, you have to keep renewing, rolling the certificate over or whatever. But there's places out there you can get almost 5% interest, right? Without really gambling your money away or nothing like that. So, if he just had $10 million, he should have more than that, right? And he puts it someplace where it's making that's $500,000 every year for the rest of his life. He doesn't have to go out and, So, he can, he's, what is it, 27 in the article, right? He's 27. He can certainly be, he's not Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's going to know that. But, he's a hard worker, great teammate, all right? Great athlete. He can win you some games, right? I mean, maybe could be coaching, could be the system. Who knows, right? But so we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, the guy should be set for life, right? So it's we're going to go over some. We got some stuff here to go over here.